The wait is finally over, and Marvel fans across the globe are losing their minds. Spider-Man 4 has just received an official update, and it's bigger than anyone expected. For months, we've been drowning in rumors, leaks, and fan theories. But now the fog has lifted, and we have a much clearer picture of where Tom Holland's Peter Parker is heading next. This is not just another sequel. This is a turning point for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and fans in the United States, Canada, Australia, and Germany are already buzzing with excitement. Spider-Man 4 is not only happening, but Marvel has revealed fresh details that hint at the most emotional and action-packed chapter yet. After the heartbreaking ending of No Way Home, where Peter Parker was left completely alone, stripped of his friends, stripped of his identity, and forced to start over, fans have been desperate to know how his story would continue. Would he rebuild his life from the shadows? Would he find a new purpose as a lone hero? Or would this darker, more mature Spider-Man finally come face-to-face with enemies he cannot defeat on his own? The official update confirms that Tom Holland is back, not just for one movie, but for what Marvel describes as a new Spider-Man journey. This isn't a farewell, this is the beginning of a brand new saga. Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures have locked in their collaboration once again, meaning Peter Parker's story will continue to weave directly into the wider MCU. Imagine the possibilities. Crossovers with Daredevil after that shocking cameo in No Way Home, more interaction with Doctor Strange after their universe adventure, and yes, the potential appearance of heroes like the Hulk, which has been whispered about for months. But what does this mean for villains? Every Spider-Man movie has been defined by unforgettable villains, and this time the stakes may be higher than ever. Rumors have been swirling about the return of classic foes like Kingpin and Scorpion, but there are also whispers about new threats, possibly even a setup for Venom or a multiversal villain that ties Spider-Man's world directly to the chaos of Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. For fans in the UK, US, Australia, and Canada, the idea of Spider-Man taking on villains that tie directly into Marvel's biggest crossover events is a dream come true. And let's not forget the emotional side of the story. At the end of No Way Home, Peter was left with no one. MJ didn't remember him. Ned didn't remember him. Aunt May was gone. He was isolated and anonymous, in a way we've never seen before. This official update hints that Spider-Man 4 will explore a darker, more grounded Peter Parker, one who has to rebuild his life from scratch, possibly juggling college rent and the weight of being a forgotten hero. This could be the most personal Spider-Man movie yet. The update also teases a fresh creative direction. With John Watts stepping back, Marvel is reportedly considering a new director to give this chapter a grittier tone, closer to the street-level stories that fans have been craving. Imagine Spider-Man fighting crime in the alleys of New York, crossing paths with Daredevil in Hell's Kitchen, or even confronting the Kingpin in a showdown that could rival the biggest Marvel battles we've ever seen. This is not just another Spider-Man film, this is a rebirth, and the hype doesn't stop there. Internationally, Spider-Man remains one of the most beloved superheroes of all time. And with this official update, Marvel has just reignited the flame for millions of fans. In the US and Canada, fans are already calling this the most anticipated Marvel movie of the decade. In Australia and Germany, fan communities are buzzing on social media, dissecting every piece of news, every hint, every possibility. Spider-Man is no longer just a friendly neighborhood hero. He is about to become the cornerstone of Marvel's future. So, what can we expect from Spider-Man 4? A darker story, bigger stakes, emotional depth, and crossovers that will tie Peter Parker's journey into the very fabric of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This official update has opened the floodgates, and from this point on, every fan theory, every leak, and every clue will be dissected until the moment the first trailer drops. Spider-Man 4 is not just a movie, it is an event. It is the continuation of a story that started with a boy in Queens and has grown into a saga that touches every corner of the multiverse. And with Tom Holland officially locked in, the future of Spider-Man is brighter, bolder, and more thrilling than ever before. So, buckle up, Marvel fans. The web-slinger is swinging back into action, and this is only the beginning. Asterisk, and while Marvel's announcement has sparked excitement, it has also left fans with endless questions. The biggest one is timing. When exactly will Spider-Man 4 hit theaters? The official update points to Marvel's Phase 5 roadmap, but insiders suggest the release window could line up shortly after Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. If that's true, it means Peter Parker won't just have his own battles to fight, but he may also play a critical role in shaping a multiverse storyline that has been building across the MCU. Imagine Spider-Man standing shoulder to shoulder with the Avengers again, but this time with more experience, more pain, and a stronger will than ever before. Another major discussion is the possibility of new alliances. Could we finally see Spider-Man team up with characters like Deadpool? Now that he's officially joining the MC, could Wolverine or members of the Fantastic Four step into his world? Marvel has carefully built Spider-Man as a connective thread in the universe, and this official update makes it clear. His story isn't a side plot, it's central to everything that's coming. And then there's the question of romance. Fans have been asking whether Zendaya's MJ will return. At the end of No Way Home, Peter walked away, believing that keeping her safe meant staying out of her life. But in Spider-Man 4, could Marvel pull at those emotional threads once again? Would Peter risk revealing his identity to her, even at the cost of breaking the spell? The update leaves this unanswered, but fans are already bracing themselves for an emotional roller coaster. We also can't ignore the possibility of legacy. Every Spider-Man story eventually deals with the question of mentorship, of passing on knowledge, of becoming more than just a hero. Could Spider-Man 4 set up Miles Morales, finally bringing the animated fan favorite into the live-action MCU? Marvel knows the demand is sky-high, and with the multiverse already wide open, it feels like only a matter of time before we see Peter Parker meet his successor. And, internationally, the reaction has been nothing short of explosive. In the US, major entertainment outlets are dissecting every detail of Marvel's update. In Canada, theaters are already preparing for record-breaking pre-sales once tickets eventually go live. Australian and German fan groups are translating leaks, comparing storyboards and analyzing every clue from set photos to insider scoops. This is not just hype in one region. Spider-Man 4 is shaping up to be a worldwide cultural event. The official update also confirms something fans were desperate to hear. The tone of Spider-Man 4 will be more mature. This Peter Parker has grown, and his challenges have grown with him. We're no longer watching a kid trying to balance high school with saving the world. We're watching a young man carrying the weight of sacrifice, loneliness, and destiny. And that shift could make Spider-Man 4 not just one of the best Spider-Man films, but one of the most defining Marvel stories ever told. The excitement is undeniable, the speculation is endless, and the official update has set the stage for what could be the most powerful chapter in Spider-Man's history. From shocking villains to heartbreaking choices, from multiverse crossovers to personal battles, Spider-Man 4 has everything it needs to become legendary. And as Marvel fans, we are just lucky enough to be here for the ride. So as the updates continue to roll in, one thing is absolutely clear. The future of Spider-Man has never been more important, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe has never felt more alive. And while the excitement around Spider-Man 4 continues to build, Marvel fans are digging deeper into every possible storyline. One of the most talked about elements is the street-level tone. Marvel has been hinting for a long time that they want to bring the MCU back to the streets of New York, with heroes who face more grounded threats instead of only cosmic-level battles. Spider-Man 4 could finally be that shift, giving us a darker, more intimate look at Peter Parker's life as he balances his personal struggles with his responsibilities as a hero. Reports have suggested that this new chapter will feel closer to the classic comic book runs where Peter Parker faced everyday struggles like paying rent, working odd jobs, and finding balance between his two worlds. This kind of storytelling has always resonated with audiences because Spider-Man feels more human than any other superhero. He's not a billionaire, he's not a god, he's just a young man trying to survive. And in Spider-Man 4, Marvel might finally deliver that raw, emotional story. Of course, fans are already debating which villains will step into the spotlight. Kingpin has been heavily rumored, especially after Vincent D'Onofrio's terrifying performance in the Daredevil and Hawkeye series. Imagine Peter Parker, alone and vulnerable, facing the power and corruption of Wilson Fisk. It would be a battle unlike any he has faced before, less about explosions and multiverse rifts, and more about survival, grit, and determination. But Kingpin isn't the only name being discussed. The Scorpion tease from Homecoming could finally pay off. Some believe Black Cat could be introduced, adding both romance and tension to Peter's life. And then there are whispers of Venom crossing over from Sony's universe, which would open the door to one of the most iconic rivalries in Marvel history. And speaking of crossovers, the Daredevil connection feels almost inevitable at this point. Fans still can't stop talking about Charlie Cox's cameo in No Way Home, and the chemistry between Peter Parker and Matt Murdock is undeniable. Both are New York-based heroes. Both are struggling with loss, and both operate in the shadows. Spider-Man 4 could give us the team-up that fans in the US, Canada, Australia, and Germany have been begging to see, a gritty street-level partnership that redefines what Marvel storytelling looks like. International hype has also been fascinating to watch. In Germany, Spider-Man forums are filled with speculation about whether Sony might try to reintroduce elements from the Raimi or Amazing Spider-Man universes. Australian Marvel groups are buzzing about the possibility of the Sinister Six finally forming. And in the UK, Spider-Man remains one of the most searched characters on YouTube and Google, showing just how massive the demand is for this next chapter. Let's not forget the bigger MCU picture. Marvel has been carefully laying the groundwork for Avengers, Secret Wars, and many insiders believe Spider-Man 4 will serve as a direct bridge into that massive event. If that's the case, Spider-Man's journey could shape the very fate of the multiverse. Peter Parker, the kid from Queens, could become the key to saving or even breaking the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's a level of importance we've never seen for Spider-Man before, and it makes this movie not just a sequel, but a crucial piece of Marvel's future. And here's where things get even more interesting. Tom Holland himself has hinted that Spider-Man 4 will feel different, that it will challenge Peter Parker in ways we've never seen before. Marvel has officially locked him in, but the actor has also been open about how much the role means to him, how much weight it carries, and how careful he wants to be about telling the right story. That tells us Marvel is not just rushing this film, they're shaping it into something meaningful, something unforgettable. Fans are already bracing for heartbreak, too. Spider-Man stories often thrive on tragedy, and the darker tone of this update suggests Peter may lose even more before he wins. Could this be the film where Spider-Man faces his ultimate test of sacrifice? Could this be the moment where the friendly neighborhood hero finally realizes what it truly costs to be Spider-Man? The official update has only scratched the surface, but one thing is clear: Spider-Man 4 is not just another Marvel movie. It's an evolution, a transformation, and a signal to the world that Spider-Man's story is far from over. And with fans in the US, Canada, Australia, Germany, and beyond all watching closely, this next chapter is shaping up to be the most important Spider-Man film of all time. Asterisk. So, while the official updates are exciting, this is only the beginning. There's still so much more to uncover about the cast, the villains, and the role Spider-Man will play in the larger Marvel universe. Fans across the US, Canada, Australia, Germany, and everywhere else should buckle up, because the road to Spider-Man 4 is going to be full of surprises, twists, and emotional highs. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. We'll be uploading the next part very soon, so stay tuned.